सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Janana. Bhagavatam, its very essence is Narayani. When I keep telling this, you may be wondering what is so special. Essence of Bhagavatam and Narayaneeyam, what is so great? See, Bhagavatam comes with over 14 to 18,000 shlokas. So, Shuka has the space, the bandwidth to describe the events in detail, so much so that the killing of an Aghasura will be described in about 50 to 70 shlokas. But now imagine Bhattatri has this Herculean task of putting together the essence of all the happenings within that Aghasura Vadam in about 3 or 4 shlokas. So he has to bring forth that essence in a very effective manner, proving that he's a bhakta, he's a poet, he's an extraordinary person when it comes to Samskrita Bhasha. All that he has to prove. And he has been doing that so effectively. That is what we see in this particular episode. Here Bhattatri says, Galodare vipulita varshmana tvaya mahorage ludhati niruddha marute drutam bhavan vidalita kanthamandalo vimochayan pashupapashun vinirgayo mahorage ludhati. This particular python was suffering in pain. Why? Because Krishna had gone. If you remember, the boys, the Gopakumaras had assumed that this particular snake that they were seeing is actually a mountain, Pramadata. So they didn't remember that this is a snake. They were thinking this is some mountain and that open mouth cavity is actually a cave. So they went inside the snake. And as they got to the belly of that snake is when they realized that increasing heat. Let's come to Krishna on the other hand. The moment he realized that his dependents, the gopas, the cows were suffering inside the snake, he went inside the snake. The snake couldn't take Krishna's presence. Mahorage ludhati niruddha marute. So now the snake started feeling the pain. Niruddha marute. His breathing started feeling the impediment. There was obstruction in that breathing process. Niruddha marute tvaya galodare. Then, hey Bhagavan, you stayed within his throat. Vipulita varshmana. You did not stay just like that. As you were staying in his throat, you kept increasing in size. Vipulita varshmana. Drutam vidalita kanthamandalaha. Quickly tearing his massive neck. You went, Bhavana, Viniryayo, you did come out, Vimochayan Pashupa Pashun, releasing the Gopa boys and the calves. So the Gopa boys and the calves were released. So at that point in time, Bhavana, Viniryayo, you tore open and came, all the calves, all the Gopa Kumaras came. So Aghasura was killed this way. Kshanam divi tvadupagamārthamāsthānam आस्थितं महासुरप्रभवमहो महो महत् विनिर्गते त्वयि तु निलीनमञ्जसा नभःस्थले ननृतरथौ जगुः सुराः. Atho Mahat Mahaha, that great brilliance, that resplendence, Mahasura Prabhava, which emanated from the huge Asura, that huge Asura had come, Asthitam Divi Kshanam, remaining in the sky for an instant. So, that particular Asura who emanated from that body remained in the sky for an instant. Tvadupagamartham, in order to attain you, in order to praise you. Nilinam Anjasa, he merged in you. When we say merging, it is not that Aikya Bhavam where a Jivatma moves with the Paramatma and they come together. It means he sought refuge in you, he sought asylum in you. See, at the end of the day, all these Jivatmas are the Shariram for Bhagavan, are the body for Bhagavan. So that is when he says, Nilinam Anjasa. So the truth was spoken. Tvaitu vinirgate, as soon as you came out. Tvaitu vinirgate, as soon as you came out. Aho suraha nanrutuhu. What a wonder. So the suraha, the devas, they started rejoicing. They felt the happiness. Jaguhu nabhasthale. So they all started dancing in the sky. So they were so happy because Bhagavan's purpose is multifold. Let's look at the Avatara Rahasyam that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I shall be born. For what? For dharma samsthapana. To establish dharma. For that, what is the twofold process that I have? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. To get the evil annihilated, to always protect the sadhus. So which is the one that is more important? We may think both are important, or we may even say to get the evil annihilated. Remember, to get the evil people annihilated, Bhagavan could do that from Vaikuntham. He doesn't have to come. But to move with devotees is what his major purpose is. So when he comes and moves with the Gopas, the Gopakumaras, the cows and calves, he's coming for that as a main purpose. So this Aghasura Vadam, so this purpose of killing Aghasura and all of that is not his main purpose. So, Suraha Nanrutuhu Jaguhu Nabhastale, the Devas enjoyed. For Devas, it was not whether he moves with the Gopas. For them, the evil should get annihilated. Bhagavan is doing it, so they were rejoicing. Jaguhu Nabhastale. Bhattadri continues, Savismayehi Kamala Bhavadibihi Suraihi Anudrutasthadanu Kumarakaihi Dine Punastaruna Dashamupeyushi Swakair Bhavarnatanuta Bhojanotsavam Tadanu Bhavan Anudrutaha. So thereafter you followed whom? Savismayehi Suraihi. You were followed by the astonished devas. Anudrutaha Bhavan. So you followed. Kamala Bhavadibihi. So now when Bhagavan was praised by the devas, Kamala Bhavadibihi, now even by people who were seated on the lotus, Gataha Swakaihi Kumarakaihi. You went along with all your boys, the other friends, Atanuta Bhojanotsavam, to have lunch. See, they left in the morning. Aghasura Vadham was over. After that, they had to have lunch. They had brought the cooked rice and the other curries to go along with it, right? So they brought all of that there. Atanuta Bhojanotsavam, to have a nice picnic, nice lunch. How did Krishna say it? This is where Bhagavatam says, Bibhadvenum Jatarapataya Shungavete Chapakshe Vame Bano Masrudakabaram Tatphalamangdulishu. So it says that Krishna had balls. Some people say just rice. Some people say rice mixed with some pulses. Some people say it's curd rice. So Masrida Kabalam Tatphalam Angulishu, you had the other things to go with the rice on the other hand. So similarly, Atanuta Bhojanotsavam, to have a nice food, they all sat. Punaha Dine Upeyushi. So later on that particular day, Taruna Dasham, you attained. Now, see, this is a beautiful question raised in Srimad Bhagavatam by Parikshit. He says there is one particular incident that occurred while Krishna was 6 years of age. but was narrated. Whatever happened then on that particular day was narrated when they were 7 years of age. Why? So this is where we need to understand what had happened. It's called Vatsapaharanam, which we will deal with. So now when the Asuras were being killed and the Devas were extremely happy, Brahma took note of this. So what happened to Brahma? This is where he developed this envy and asuya towards Bhagavan, and he will do his acts later towards it. So here he says, Taruna Dashan Sati Upeyushi, Bhagavan, you attain that youthful state in the noon time. Vishanikamapī muralīm nitambake niveshayan kabaladhara karambuje hasayan kalavachanaihi kumarakan bubhojita tridashaganair mudanutaha Vishanikam muralīm api, with the horn and the flute. So bibhradvenu jatara patayaha niveshayan nitambake, tucked in your waist, kabaladharaha karambuje, with balls of rice held in your lotus-like hands, Kumarakan prahasayan, making the boys laugh. They were all having a nice time. It was lunchtime. They were all laughing. Kalavachanaihi, with your captivating and humorous talk. Nutaha tridasha ganaihi, praised by the hosts of devas. Mudatvam bubhojitaha, in joy you did take your meal. So you started enjoying that meal. So you were all so happy. Sukhasanam tviha tava gopamandale makhashanat priyamiva devamandale iti stutat tridasha varai jagatpate marutpuri nilaya gadat prapahimam. Hey Jagatpate, O the Lord of this universe, tava sukhasanam iha, your happy meal is here. Said Gopamandale too, the boys said. Now imagine the situation. The Gopas were not very well read. They had never been to a school. But while they were having food, they first gave the first morsel of food to Bhagavan, knowing, even without knowing, that Shastram says that you will have to offer food to Bhagavan first. So that was the anubhavam that these Gopas had. Tava sukhashanam iha, take, your happy meal is here. Gopamandale tu priyam makhashanat iva. Now Bhagavan realized that this gives him more happiness. It is happier than taking the havis from the yagas. So through the yagas, the brahmanas do the yajnas and give the havis. But Bhagavan felt more happier staying with these boys this way. Priyam makhashanat iva devamandale iti, amongst the devas, thus stutaha Tridasha Varaihi, praised by the great devas. The great devas were extremely happy. Marutpuri Nilaya. Now the devas were happy that Bhagavan was enjoying this avataram. Bhagavan was happy that he is able to enjoy the food given by these Gopa boys more than what he gets through the yajnas. So there was happiness all around. So Marutpuri Nilaya, O the one who stays in Guruvayur, don't you know that this devotee, this loving devotee of yours is suffering? Tvam prapahimam gadat, please remove my ailments. Now I did say a word called as Vatsapaharanam. The calves will be stolen, so were the Gopas. When did that happen? That happened because Brahma developed that envy towards you. Why should Brahma develop? See, it's a very important thing because Brahma is dealt as one of the Trimurtis. But we seem to attribute all the qualities that we have, anger, lust, desire, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamatsariyam, to Brahma. But does Brahma really possess all the sattvic qualities? We'll have to get that checked in the next Dashakam.
Life is a learning. Every day is a learning. So why stop? We are very happy to present Ramayana Pariksha RAP 2025. This is being organized by our trust Deshikadaya. It is an online examination. All that you have to do is to read the book Ramayanam Volume 1 that I have authored, and 2, register for the exam. It is happening on the 22nd of June 2025. Exciting prizes, and the biggest prize is reading the Ramayana and answering the questions. Age no bar, geography no bar. So why stop? Register soon. Namaskar.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण